Welcome back, everybody. So, on this episode, I want to talk about Kevin Johns and just some things that we should all know, get familiar with about him, because I'm pretty sure most of us don't really know too much about him and where he came from. I know a lot of us do, but we're going to talk about that in this episode of Sooner Born. All right. So the Oklahoman put out an article. It says, who is Kevin Johns, right? And 3 things to know about the new Oklahoma co-offensive coordinator. So I just kind of want to look at this article a little bit, go over some things, see what they got to say about him that we may not know, may know, who knows. But Kevin Johns is part of the Ohio coaching pipelines. He grew up in Piqua, Iowa, north of Dayton and west of Columbus. He was the second-team All-Ohio quarterback as a high school senior, graduating in 1994. He went to Dayton, where he played quarterback and earned Football Gazette Division I AA first-team All-American honors and Offensive Player of the Year honors in 1996. Johns still stands number 8 on the Flyers' career passing list with 3,572 yards from 1995 to 97. And number 7 on the school's total offense list with 4,252 career yards. He was voted the team's most valuable player in each of his last 2 seasons and was captain in 1997. So, had a pretty decent little, little career in college. That's cool. And it said Kevin Johns' track record of developing quarterbacks. It says Johns spent the 2022 and 23 seasons as Duke's offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach under Mike Elko. With the Blue Devils, he played a significant role in the development of Riley Leonard. Leonard blossomed under Johns' tutelage, throwing for 2,967 yards, 20 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions in 2022. Leonard was hurt for much of last season, but still wound up as one of Duke's most decorated quarterbacks before transferring to Notre Dame in the offseason. Leonard is completing 66.7% of his passes so far this season with the Fighting Irish. He coached to make the right decisions, Leonard told Riley News and Observer of Johns last season. Okay? It said Kevin Wilson helped jumpstart Kevin Johns' career in coaching. From 1999 to 2001, Johns served as graduate assistant at Northwestern after spending a season as high school assistant coach in Ohio. The offensive coordinator / quarterbacks coach for those Wildcats teams was Kevin Wilson, who left after the 2001 season to become OU's co-offensive coordinator and remained in Norman through the 2010 season. We all know Wilson had one of the best offenses pretty much ever, scoring some of the most points ever back in the day when he had Sam Bradford, DeMarco Murray, and all that. One of my favorite teams. Still believe that they might have done something or probably could have hung in there or maybe beat Florida if DeMarco Murray wouldn't have got hurt for that national championship game. That still bothers me to this day. But anyway, it goes on to say, when Wilson was hired as Indiana's head coach in 2011, he brought Johns aboard as the Hoosiers co-offensive coordinator and wide receivers coach. Johns was the second assistant hired by Wilson after he took over at Indiana. While Wilson was at OU, Johnson spent 2 seasons coaching wide receivers at Richmond before returning to Northwestern to coach running backs and wide receivers. He spent the last 3 seasons there as Wildcats passing game coordinator. And I'm sure that meant to say Johns, not Johnson. Okay? So that's pretty much what he's been doing. Now he will be co-offensive coordinator with Joe Jon Finley, as we all know by now. We've all heard it a million times. But I just wanted to see what they had to say about a little bit of his background. I know a lot of us kind of maybe not be familiar with him as much as some others. So just want to drop that in there. Hopefully that helps you out, get a little bit more familiar with him. Just read some articles, and I hope he does some decent things, comes in here and helps the quarterbacks look a little sharper and maybe see some different things. Quit making so many mistakes. Be quicker in their decision making and things like that. But we all know first things first. like we say every video, the offensive line has to get better. So if the offensive line gets better and Kevin Johns can make the quarterbacks a little better, then we might be able to start building momentum towards a decent football team. But until then, that is all for now. Hit the like button, subscribe button. I appreciate y'all for watching every show. Boomer Sooner.